I want the conflict. I literally want all the conflict that I can get. I know it sounds kind of weird. Well, I'm Shirley with Envision You Counseling and Consulting Services, your partner in purpose. And this is actually a mantra of sorts that I've started to rehearse to myself over the last few years. Growing up, I would definitely have identified myself as quite the people pleaser of a person. I prided myself on being able to make sure that everybody else was taken care of and that they were okay. But here's the challenge. Not that, take care of your fellow mankind, don't get me wrong. But the challenge that came is that I was not on my list of people to take care of. And so when I made decisions to say yes to things that I should have said no to, I found myself being afraid of, like, well, how are they going to respond? And am I going to hurt their feelings? And are they going to feel some kind of way? And what if they won't be my friend anymore? Yada, yada. All the different excuses that us pleasers and recovering pleasers are familiar with over the course of our lives, right? But what I started to understand was this: in the process of trying to avoid being in conflict with that person, that situation, whatever, I actually was internalizing all that conflict into myself. And so the anxiety, the nervous stomach, the headaches, like I absorbed it all instead of just being okay to deal with the momentary conflict of telling somebody else no. Because a lot of times for pleasers, the struggle that we find ourselves having, or recovering pleaser, because you can fall into relapse a little bit, is that we respond to people based off of our desire to try and squelch down their anxiety levels, which at the end of the day is not very helpful at all. And so I began to encourage myself to pursue the discomfort, to pursue the conflict that I had made a habit of trying to avoid. Because guess what? It was going to be there anyways. But what I found as I practiced saying no or no thank you, I prefer this over that, not only did it give people the ability to understand who I was as a person, it gave me the peace to be like, it's cool for me to be who I am. And I grew in a place of being able to be seen and heard. And so I will tell you now, if you struggle to engage people in conflict or difference of opinion, or you prefer this and they prefer that, do yourself a service by practicing actually showing up as who you truly are. Look for the conflict. No, like, don't go punch somebody in the face. We got enough craziness happening in society, but find ways to engage in the practice of peace through being honest. And yeah, sometimes people will not be happy with the decisions that you make, but guess what? You're not responsible for their happiness, their attitude, their lack of whatever is going on. They got to deal with that. And you'll sleep much better at night as you begin to embrace that. So, love you guys. See you later.